Hey guys, this is the alternative video instruction for if you do not have a printer. So if you're like me and you don't have a printer at the moment and you're going to be able to complete this assignment, you can go ahead and pull it up on your computer screen just like I have right here. And what you're going to do is we're going to scroll down and we're going to take a look at these three parts right here. Okay, so things that are seen from face on, which means you're looking at the front of them directly, is 1 point perspective. Things that are seen at an angle, which you're not looking at the front, but an angle or corner, are drawn in 2 point perspective. And then we have 3 point perspective. It says 3 point perspective techniques contain 2 vanishing points on a horizon line and 1 extra vanishing point above or below the horizon line. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with 2 point perspective. You're just going to need a sheet of paper for this, and you can pull this up on your computer or tablet separately. So we're going to be doing this page, boxes in perspective. The line represents the corners of the box. Connect the ends to each line to the vanishing points. Draw the side of the box with vertical lines. So it says connect the side of the box with the opposite vanishing points to create the top or bottom of the box. Erase the rest of the lines to the vanishing point. Now you can have your dotted lines, or we can just skip drawing those orthogonal lines, and I'm going to go over the details here in a second on the process. Well, let's take a look at some of these other pages that you're going to be doing also on a separate sheet of paper. So you'll begin, just with a horizon line and drawing a vertical here, and after you draw that box, have a little bit more familiarity with this E. So it's just a little bit fancier of a box, only it's the letter E. All right, so that's your second page. And then your third drawing will be a letter M, same thing, starting off with a vertical line crossing a horizon right here. And you follow the steps. And then the third thing you're going to draw is the inside of a room using 2 point perspective. And again, we're starting off with the same vertical and on a horizon, okay? So you just have to follow the steps here. Last page we have is the outside of a building from a bird's eye view at 2 point perspective. Okay, so that's page 6, the last page. Last drawing. Okay, so let's go back up, and we're going to create a horizon line, 2 vanishing points, and this box here is a good example, but we'll be doing 2 boxes here, 2 boxes on, this is above the the horizon line, these are on the horizon line, and then we have 2 that are below the horizon line, okay? So try to copy this example as best you can. I'm going to switch over to my paper. I'm going to get adjusted. Just give me just a moment. Okay, so you want to have a straight edge or a ruler of some sort so that you can draw your horizon and your receding or orthogonal lines, and just any kind of pencil will be great. So I'm going to start off with my horizontal line. Get my camera readjusted here for you guys. Maybe I'll scooch it over just a little bit. Okay. All right. So here's my straight edge. I'm going to go ahead and draw my horizon line. Okay. So remember, your horizon can be a straight line. It could be, fancy little mountain range that's far away in the distance. It's whatever you like. Okay. We will have to erase some of that. So if you do decide to draw, any details or even the horizon line, make sure it's not super dark. With perspective, we're always going to be doing a lot of erasing. Okay, so let's start off with those 2 verticals that are above the horizon line. And I'll put my vanishing points in as well. I'm going to do one a little bit shorter than the other, just for fun. So my vanishing points are always going to be furthest out on the view. Sometimes they can go off the page. We use a separate sheet of paper for that that's longer or wider. All right, so there's my 2 vanishing points, okay? So go ahead and make sure you put those in, and I'm going to start at the top of the box. And of course, the smaller and more precise your vanishing point, the more exact this is going to be. So I'm just going to draw, and you can do dots if you want to, kind of make note of where, how you got there. But, overall, I don't like to do as much erasing, so I personally am not going to draw all the way to the vanishing point. So you can kind of try and guess the the lineup length right there. So this is our vertical edge. And then I am going to try and hit this other vanishing point. Okay, they don't have to be equal in width on the sides. One side of the box can be longer than the other. As long as your straight edge is lining up on the very top of the vertical line and the vanishing point, then we're good. Okay, so we need to close off those two ends with parallels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up right here, and then I'm going to slide it over, trying to make sure I keep equal width for my parallel edge. Okay, same thing on the other side. I'm going to line it up and then slide it over, making sure that's parallel. You can do it more than once to double check. And if you feel like you get to a point where like, I know that's parallel, I really like that, and you can do this and then get rid of these. Okay, especially if you drew them all the way to your vanishing point. Okay, so now we have two sides. This is the edge that's closest to us. We've got to cap off the bottom of the box because we are drawing a box that is above the horizon line, which means we can see up underneath it. Okay, so I'm going to line up on my vanishing point right here, and then on my corner of the box. Having a sharpened pencil helps because the width of the lead doesn't get in your way. Same thing on the other side. So this is a kind of a crisscross. So the right side of the box is going to go to the left vanishing point, and the left side of the box is going to go to the right vanishing point. Oops, it didn't quite line up. If that happens to you, make sure you have your pencil on there. Okay. So any leftovers, go ahead and take them off. Okay, we have our first box. All right, so now for our second box. And this is going to replace the second page that you don't necessarily have to print out, okay? So top of the line is lined up. The other side of my straight edge is lined up on the vanishing point. Got my first edge. I do my second edge, line it up on the end, put it on the vanishing point. All right, so we've got those two sides. Let's do the second side. Now this one is very close to the vanishing point, so it's going to be about an odd angle. Let's see how we can do this. I'm going to use the inside of my straight edge. Okay, close there. Okay, so look at that angle. Let's go ahead and put our parallel edge in, and we can erase any excess line that we have. So I'm going to line it up, slide it over, okay, and then get rid of this little leftover piece, okay? And I'm going to line up my straight edge on this vertical edge and slide it over. Double check. Okay, any leftover pieces, just take them off. Okay, so let's close off the bottom of this box. Okay, so those are our first two boxes. So I'm going to take a look at that handout again that's on my computer. Now the next two vertical lines are drawn on, let's see, on the horizon line, and this one's very short, like it just has a little piece poking out. So it's important to pay attention to these details if we want to match the worksheet. Oops, I need to sharpen my pencil. Okay, so there's the second one. It's, you know, kind of equal through the horizon line. And then of course we have a couple down below the horizon line. And one of them looks like it's really close to this one. They might overlap actually, so it's about right here. And I'm reproducing from the worksheet. And then this one is, if you look at the vanishing point and you're looking at the worksheet, comes down right about there. Okay, so those are the next 4 boxes we're going to do, and I'm going to go as fast as I can to be under 15 minutes. Okay, so right here, my horizon is showing, so I'm going to take off the parts that are interfering. It's not a transparent box. All right, so that is from a street view. If you were standing on the ground, that would be how you would view this box. And the next one, it's eye level or street view. Okay, so there are my 2 street view boxes. These are hovering above. And now let's see what's going to happen when we have one below the horizon that has its location very close to the vanishing point. What is that going to look like? I can hardly see this side. So it's almost a 1-point perspective, but not quite. Okay, so now the tops. Same thing as what we did at the ones that are above the horizon line, opposites. Right side goes, or left side goes to the right vanishing point, and then this right side goes to the left vanishing point. Okay, so that's almost a 1-point perspective. It's so close to the vanishing point right there. All right, last one. Okay, let's put our vertical edges in. All right, so left side goes to the right vanishing point, right side goes to the left vanishing point, and we are finished here. So just make sure there's no crazy stray marks, put your name in the bottom right hand corner, and go ahead and submit your work. Thank you.